Sweet King Martin, sweet Queen Coretta, sweet Brother Malcolm, sweet Queen Betty, sweet Mother Mary, sweet Father Joseph, sweet Jesus. We made it in America, sweet baby Jesus. Ooh, oh, sweet baby Jesus. We made it in America. I pledge allegiance to my grandma for that banana pudding, a piece of Americana. Our apple pie was supplied to Woman Hannah. Straight out the kitchen, shh, don't wake the nana. For the Republic, it still stands. I'm trying to lead a nation and trying to my little man's. Oh, my daughter, I'm just boiling some water. The schedule's lopsided. I'm just restoring order. Here comes Grandma. What's up, yeah? With that smell? Oh, I'm just boiling some aqua. No, Papa, the bad Santa. The streets raised me, pardon my bad manner. I got my liberty, chopping grams up. Street justice, I pray God understands us. I pledge allegiance to all the scramblers. This is the Star Spangled Banner. Well, good evening, everybody. This is American Culture Topics. I'm your host, Millz Lane.
And I'm Trap Gardner.
And as we like to get it in, we like to start out by everybody placing your hand over your heart. And we're going to say what we got to say. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among the which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
So, how you doing, Trap?
I'm doing just fine. Chilling.
Chilling, Trap?
I'm chilling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, this is American Culture Topics, where we like to keep up with the topics, and we like to show you how it's American culture. So, we'd like to start out by going back in history on this day, July 12th in history. The year was 1861. So you know how America was back then.
Oh, that was
basically the Confederacy signs treaties with the Native Americans.
With who?
I said the Confederacy signs treaties with the Aboriginal Americans.
Oh, them peoples, huh?
Ah, okay. Now you got me.
Yeah.
Yes. Special Commissioner Albert Pike completes treaties with members of the Choctaw and Chickasaw tribes, giving the new Confederate States of America several allies in Indian Territory. Some of the members of the tribes also fought for the Confederacy. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, if you was a slave owner, you had to, do some fighting, to keep your.
Yes, the Confederates did want to fight for their slaves.
Well, the Chickasaw and the whatever, they had to fight for their slaves too. They had slaves too, dog.
You trying to say that the Aboriginals had slaves too?
Yeah, I'm positively 100% telling you that they owned slaves.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Why not?
Why not? Because they had their land taken and and all that. Got their women raped up.
And then and then take somebody else's freedom and rape them up too, like you was done. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? That's the thing about the Indians. They cry and they get their money, right? Well, okay, what about the Indians that owe black people money because they had them slaves?
And you're calling them Indians.
Hypocrites.
You mean the Aboriginal
Aboriginal people. The people that were here before the white man showed up with the black man in tow with a chain on his neck. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers and shit owe us money. Okay? The Aboriginals owe us money. If they got paid, why can't we get paid? See what I'm saying? I used to like sit back and listen to those old stories from the old people from down south, right? All of them right now would be like 150 years old by now. But those people were telling stories about the Indians, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I never read it in the books that they owned slaves and shit. You know what I mean? I never picked up a book in school and said, you know, that came out. You see what I'm saying? So my mind is like, oh, wait a minute, hold it now. You know, somebody ain't telling the truth. But with a little bit of history, you can find it. You know what I mean? But remember, history means his story. So some people who win get to write the story. Okay? But it is another story out there, and you have to dig for it. But they own slaves. They did. And okay. They got receipts for slaves that were paid for their freedom 3 years after the Civil War was over.
And I played devil's advocate on this one. Yes, I'm very sympathetic to the slave and the African American and the African who was brought over in the slave trade and everything that we, because I'm one, have to go through in this country. But we don't have any treaties with the Aboriginals. We have a treaty. Our treaty was signed with the United States government. Our treaty said 40 acres and a mule. So your argument is really more for the United States government, you know, the United States American government.
No. See, you
don't have where you have to you have to show your treaties with them, with the Aboriginal, because you don't have any treaties with them. Just saying.
No. See, the deal is that is where most people think is the truth, right? But the real truth is that since Grant had to pay them for each slave, there is a paper trail. It's a paper trail.
I think you missed my point, but
I understand what you said.
We went back in history, and that was history. We're going to cut down our history stories this week. We did 3 last week. We're just going to do that one this week.
Yeah, that one. My money.
Because we got some other historical information. This story is our Me Too story of the week, and it has something to do with a radio host named Charlemagne the God denying a rape allegation. And so he spoke about this story in the past, and he's also pled guilty to corruption of a minor, and he's, you know, served his probationary time and everything. But the news broke this week on a program called The Star Report, whose host is Troy Terrain, commonly known as Star. He broke a story where he actually spoke to a woman that was involved in the case, who was actually 15 at the time. Her name is Jessica Reed. So he had an interview with this woman. I sent you the interview as soon as it broke, because if you went to click on that link today, that video has been removed. It seems Mr. Charlemagne's lawyers have gotten in this, and got that thing taken down. But his real name is Leonard Larry McKelvey. So, yeah. So this happened. This raping happened 17 years ago in 2001. And
they had DNA back then, right?
Yes, they had DNA back then.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was one of the things that he admitted to doing, was supplying DNA. But he went to take take responsibility for things, but he didn't know exactly what happened. He didn't know that it was a rape. So what he actually said in the interview, a few years back with another fellow named DJ Academics. So, but and this Jessica Reed is she just wanted to get her story out there, and she feels as though he did rape her, and she was actually not allowed in the courtroom. I think that was a decision made by her mother. She was 15 at the time, so since she don't feel like she had a chance to tell her story, so she reached out to Star, who's channeled the Star Report, and she was able to, make. They had a nice, I guess, 12-minute interview,
Mm.
and so what do you think? Do you think who do you think's lying?
Well, obviously, road man lying, right? You know what I mean? But
Allegedly.
allegedly, allegedly he might be lying. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like she 15 and you 20 and take her to a party. She wake up, say somebody raped her. You say she flipped out, went crazy in the room, and all kind of crazy shit. You know what the fuck had something there, but you ultimately took responsibility because you throw the party or what did you do to take the responsibility of somebody being raped and shit, and that
Yes,
you done it.
indeed.
You know what I mean?
He was definitely involved in setting up the party. He was definitely involved in getting the women to show up to the party. So he was recruiting heavy, and you, you
It's
got
like
to
what
be
down. Okay, you know what?
mindful.
You know what? This is what I'm saying. You know what? This is crazy, right? Because I know young folk out there ain't gonna be digging this one at all. If you have a party in your house, listen, my house is my kingdom. Okay, it's my kingdom. Only line Roy in this motherfucking house is mine. That's me. Okay, I'm the only one Roy, cause this is my fucking house. And ain't nobody coming up in there with no hoorah and nothing like that and doing no dumb shit to nobody. Shit, no kind of dumb shit like that. Seriously, I call the police on you, my motherfucker. So you feel me?
I hear you.
I call the police on you ass shit. Oh, come on, y'all come on up in here and shit, get this motherfucker out of here. You know, I'm kind of civilized. I'm trying to be civilized. Motherfuckers don't want to be civilized. They go to jail because I'm called the police.
Yeah, and I was kind
Yeah.
of interested in how this story was going to play out because the fella Star, he has broken stories in the past. He's actually broke the information on Africa Bambaataa and sexual allegations he's had with people in his past. So, and it's been deemed credible. So I was real interested to see because Charlemagne is pretty popular right now. He just signed a deal with HBO. He
Mm.
did the interview with Kanye, so he's on a very popular platform in the more on a AM radio. But it's Me Too time, and it's time for it's time for men and women who've been abused or raped or whatever the case, to present their stories and be recognized and be listened to. So, we'll see how interesting this goes. How far this goes, and I appreciate this lady coming forward, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, like I said, it had to be DNA back in those days. So let's get the DNA up. You know what I mean? Let's get that up front right away.
And our Me Too of the week is sponsored by American media, because American media pushes an agenda, whether you like it or not. Moving on, we're moving on to our Cop Shota of the week. Now, interesting enough, we don't have a story. In fact, I have two stories about the Cop Shota, but both stories involve instances where the cop didn't shoot her. So the first one, I take you back to Florida, where we had the issue of Parkland High School, Stoneman Douglas High School, um, where 17 were killed and 17 were wounded. The issue here is with the 911 system. Apparently, the calls that go through cell phones that were at that school have to go through another locality. They share their 911 department with Coral Springs, who has their own, police department. So all the calls ended up taking an extra 30 seconds to get through so that the people could arrive. So, 30 seconds when we're dealing with high-powered weapons, potentially a couple more people probably got killed or injured. And why I say the cop didn't shoot, because as we know, there was an armed officer, a school officer there, but his first instinct was to retreat and wait for backup, causing probably more people to probably die or be injured. So
yeah, well, listen, the security guard there. I mean, he's a security guard. I mean, like
he was an armed security guard.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He was just there to shoot black people. See,
he was just there to shoot black people. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all his fucking job was. They were looking at one of them doing some dumb shit like that. That's why they keep coming in there and doing it on them. You know what I mean? They don't do that in the inner city schools at all because they catch. You know what I mean? We catch the wines when I was in school. A pat down and shit, shit. You kidding me? Well, anyway.
I'm just saying,
That's a damn shame that them townships didn't get that together and before that happened. I hope now that anybody out there that's got anything to do with a township like that to try to tell them that they need to get that straight right away.
A lot of these police departments have to figure out ways to save money. They're not really out.
Well, they
generating revenue.
They're not saving lives if they don't. If sometimes you got to spend the money to save a life. You feel me?
Sometimes you get more money if people die.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah.
I mean, that's basically American culture. We're very reactionary to after people die. Oh, okay, well, let's beef up airport security now. Let's create a brand new government, department, Homeland Security. But yeah, we're very reactionary in this country. But yeah, like I said,
that's what they call themselves, Homeland Security.
No, the Department of Homeland Security was created under the George W. Bush administration in response to home terrorist attacks on American soil. But that department pretty much stretches over everybody.
And everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So our second story where the cop didn't do anything. I'm just going to skip it to him now. I'm just going to go through it. So there was a woman who was wearing a Puerto Rican flag as a shirt when she was approached by an older Caucasian man. So the woman was approached by this Caucasian man, so she was wearing a shirt, and the guy's like, "Take that shirt off." Well, okay, is he a pervert? No, he's mad at her for wearing the shirt because it has a Puerto Rican flag on it. He's like, "Well, you can't wear it. Take that shirt off. This is America." So the lady was like, "Well, this is American too. I mean, we belong to America too." Like, "No, you don't. No, you don't." Now, him getting upset and being misinformed wasn't really the biggest problem. I think his biggest problem was he kept walking up on her and, acting like he was going to cause this lady some harm. Luckily, there's a police officer in the background while she's recording. And she's like, "Excuse me, officer, can you get this guy to steal a line from Charlemagne. He's like mayonnaise that's been sitting out in the sun too long. So the cop, he just stands there and like he's looking at his phone and looking around like he's not paying this lady any attention. And later on, I think this lady's like brother shows up and he gets in the guy's face, telling him to back off. Then the cop shows up.
Oh, then he shows up when another Latino shows up.
Oh yeah, when the man got into the older Caucasian guy's face, then the cop walks over. So he's caught a whole lot of backlash, and so far he's just resigned ahead of a hearing that he was supposed to testify in.
Well, I was wondering. Do they still say on the side of the police car? They always says on the badge. Used to say, "Serve and protect."
Serve and protect.
Yeah, that's what it used to say. And I know that the popo ain't protecting me at all. You know what I mean? I'm protecting me. Popo ain't doing shit for me. Seriously. This lady. First thing is, he was an elderly, maybe a little dementia going on in that old man's head. Maybe not. But an ignorant racist is one of the dumbest motherfuckers you ever see in your life. You know what? It's all right to be a fucking racist, okay? I'm telling you and I'm telling the whole world, it's all right to be a racist. But when you're an ignorant ass racist, you holding something against some group of motherfuckers for no fucking reason at all. You ain't got no agenda but just to say, I don't like black motherfuckers, I don't like Puerto Rican motherfuckers, I don't like Chinese motherfuckers, any kind of motherfuckers you don't like and shit. If you ignorant, you got a fucking problem. You really do. If I was part of an ignorant ass group of motherfuckers and I heard one of my ignorant ass motherfuckers say some ignorant ass shit, I'd be like, hold up. Wait a minute now. We gotta do this the right way. We gotta be smart racists. We gotta meet in the back rooms very quiet. No flag burning, none of that other shit. We gotta strategize. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we got. But anyway, that's what the racists do. They strategize this shit. But an ignorant racist is a terrible racist to be in anybody's group of shit. That's why I don't trust groups too much, baby.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, let's give a shout out to everybody that's checking us out right now. Pause. Sonic Light Body, Mac J. Adams, Cali Connected, a.k.a. Mr. Nate Song, up in the house. CMW Recordings in the house. Jake Quan for Life in the house. Gene Paul Shelton in the house. Yeah, man, we got some listeners. Cats trying to check out and get this American culture topic. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. So, now cops shot actually cops ain't shoot. But they really ain't do much. So, I mean, you're either going to shoot Blackie or you're not going to help the Blackie. One or the other, right?
Yeah. Yo, man.
And, of course, Big Rich holding us down. Got the power running. Salute. So, we're going to move on to our celebrity of the week. This celebrity, when we talk about celebrities, I want people to understand there's a level of expected talent, creativity, drive, perseverance that we're looking for when we talk about celebrities of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, our celebrity of the week is Kylie Jenner. Yes.
You go, girl.
Kylie Jenner, who's, according to Forbes magazine, this self-made billionaire. I can't. Oh man, I'm more professional. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. At 21 years old, she's said to be the youngest ever oh, self-made billionaire, right? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I guess she did it with two mommies. Hey. But yeah, man, Kylie, man. I'm just saying, Kylie made like $600 million. Hold on, here go the facts. Kylie made like $622 million off of makeup and lip gloss. Okay, and now she making money off of makeup and lip gloss, right?
Uh-huh.
But how she makes that money and where the other money comes from is by having all these hundreds of millions of Instagram followers and Twitter followers, so that when she makes statements about a product, these companies will pay because your little statement is not a little statement; it's a big statement because it's reaching a large platform of people.
Okay.
So that's where that other $300-something million come from.
Wow.
Now, yes. So she used to date this fella named Tiger, and if you're not familiar, Tiger has a baby mama named Black China. Don't ask me how I know all this stuff, because I'm part of American Culture Topics. Anyway, Tiger did not, in the 4-year span he was with her, he didn't get a chance to put a baby in there.
Oh well.
But somebody did.
Oh well.
A rapper named Travis Scott. He was smart enough to put a baby in there. So she protects. Not only is she a Jenner, and you know how black people like to feel about the Kardashian and Jenners. Oh, they cultural appropriators and blah 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 blah. These ladies have found the smart idea to keep making mixed babies.
What you mean mixed babies?
So Kim Kardashian has babies with Kanye West, right?
Yeah.
You got Khloe Kardashian has a baby with the guy Tristan Thompson, the NBA player, right?
Right.
And now you got Kylie Jenner making babies with Travis, well, made a baby with the rapper Travis Scott. He's a black guy. Don't worry.
Right. See,
Trust me.
those girls. Well, anyway, they father Kardashian.
Yes.
A Lebanese. He's from Lebanon. So.
Oh, I thought he was Armenian or something.
I thought he was Lebanese. But anyway, okay. Armenian and Lebanese, we don't make the difference. The same place and shit up in there.
But that the key, think about the key to all of their fame. The key.
Well, the key
we got to trace it back to a guy who's not black. He's OJ.
The black white.
Okay. Now he's not black. He's OJ. Okay. He's, one night he decided. Oh, sorry. One night somebody decides to stab up his wife and her boyfriend.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And he goes to trial, and all the evidence points at him. But thanks to American culture, racist cops show up. Cops that don't follow proper protocol show up. Rodney King got his ass whooped by cops who were found not guilty once, even though we saw the video. So thanks to all of that, OJ gets away. But we learn about Mr. Kardashian. So yeah, man. So just to say that Kylie's celebrity. I'll give her the fact that she's smart. She's smart in her business. But
she makes money, man.
To call herself,
man.
to call her self-made is kind of stupid.
Yeah, well,
And the reason I
yeah.
say that because, you know, her older sister Kim had to put her mouth on things to get that family even more famous. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. What
So
if, oh, what did Kim say? No mind. Anyway, let's move on. You know what I mean? Kim,
just say Kylie worth twice as much as Kim.
wow. Well, I guess she must be twice as better than Kim. I guess.
And all she had to do with her lips is put some lip gloss on them. Maybe Kim should have followed suit, and, you know.
Well, I mean, my man, he don't get paid from that money. So, I don't know, man. If the girl made some money, I'm happy for her. You know what I mean? And if she looking for some new wood, I know where she could get some. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, as long as she don't try no switchy dicky like her daddy dicky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying this shit, you know what I mean? I don't know. She might try to change on shit like, like, hey, you know what? Um, you know. But Bruce and I forgot. Not Bruce no more. Anyway, let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Oh,
we're going on to our next topic. This is going to be two stories linked to a place where a lot of men we pretty much like. We like this place called the NFL, but it's starting to lose its muster.
yeah, it is.
So I call it now. I call it the NFL.
Fell.
The NFL.
Fell.
Yes.
They failed all the way.
Yeah, they just failing. My first story involves a running back who plays for the Buffalo Bills, the former running back of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I think he actually is the all-time leading rusher for the Eagles. His name is LaShawn McCoy. Basically, his ex-girlfriend, who currently lives in his house, was told to the police that she had been beaten and robbed of jewelry at the house. So apparently, from her story, her side of the story, the robber, was able to get in with no forced entry. She also claims the robber asked for certain types of jewelry, and it happened to be the same jewelry that he brought her. So I saw pictures of her. She was very bloody and battered and bruised up. I haven't mentioned, at this whole time, I have yet to mention that McCoy was there because there's no evidence that he was or he had anything to do with it, because there's no evidence right now that I know of that says he did it. But we will say this about this fella named LaShawn McCoy. When we first found out about him, his nickname was Shady. And they wanted to know, where do you get your nickname Shady from? He's like, oh, my mom gave me that name. Oh, okay. Who knows their kids better than mom, right? So Mr. Shady McCoy has had some run-ins, especially in his time in Philadelphia and after. We have an incident where he allegedly once threw a woman off of a party bus. I guess she wasn't complying with the party, so he threw her off the bus on the side of the interstate. Allegedly.
Yo, that's really something over about some shit. Oh man,
I think that's a real shady act if you if you know what I mean. Uh, there was one incident where, yeah, I know. There's one incident where he called the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles a racist. I think this was after he got, or around, yeah, after he got traded to
Yeah.
Buffalo. So he called the coach a racist. And so the press was like, "Hey, what do you mean? What do you got? You know, what did he done to prove that?" And he was like, "Oh, I ain't got nothing to say."
Right.
So he calls somebody a racist, but he doesn't, stand on like,
Yeah,
an
because
incident.
I could have said that, because I could have said, yo, man,
Yeah,
Chip Kelly is a racist, right?
right.
And he got
And
rid
it,
of
but what would you base that on?
the team that he got rid of.
Oh, well, see, but Shady, I mean, yeah, just LaShawn McCoy didn't say anything. He's like, "Oh, I have no comment."
Yeah.
So once again, a real shady thing to do is to say something, but don't really. Hey, this guy nickname is Shady, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think this was last year or the year before last. He was he played for Buffalo. He played for Buffalo, but he was in Philadelphia at a party, and he got bottle service or whatever. And these cops were off duty. They were also at this party, and something happened where maybe one of the cops grabbed a drink from the wrong table, and
No, I thought it was a bottle. He took the whole
okay,
bottle.
a melee ensued afterwards,
Well, hold on.
and
I got the right to fight for my liquor. I'm telling you that. I don't give
oh,
a shit the right. That's as American as American can be. Fighting over your liquor. You know what I mean?
nah, I hear you. But so a melee ensued where a couple of off-duty police officers had to go to the hospital,
Of course
and they pointed out that it was LaShawn Shady McCoy and his friends that beat them up. Now, there was a closed door meeting with McCoy and his team, and at the time, the district attorney of Philadelphia, Seth Williams,
did. I'm
and
in jail stuff, Steph Wills. I'm locked up,
oh man,
Steph Wills. Yeah, oh, that one. Okay.
Trap just told y'all that this DA is now serving prison time. But what I was going to tell you was he dropped the charges against Shady and his team.
That was all shady, man. That was some shady shit.
So basically, that was another shady incident that happened around this guy. So so that brings us to this current story where, yeah, he actually went to court trying to get his ex-girlfriend out the house. He's told her things like, "Oh, you shouldn't wear that much jewelry, you could get robbed." He's actually said these things, and so for this to happen, it's also been a time where she saw him when she wasn't at the house. She saw through the security cameras that he was trying to get her stuff out the house with some of his friends. So could he be behind? Could he be doing another shady attempt or a shady thing by having her beat up and robbed? I don't know, but like I said, the NFL.
NFL.
So that's one story. We have another story about the NFL. There's a outspoken sponsor who was this guy named John Shatner. He was the chairman of a company called Papa John's. He's actually the founder of the company.
Wow.
He resigned because after he apologized for speaking a racial slur. I'll get into it now. So Papa John's founder, John Shatner, resigned as chairman of the company board after admitting and apologizing for using the N-word during a May conference call.
Mm.
The company said in a statement, somebody named Olivia Kirtley will act as the company's leading independent director. Basically, his statement was he was on a call with a marketing agency, and they were doing like a role play, and he said he made comments like, "Yeah, Colonel Sanders calls blacks niggers." So, just to give you a little bit of background about Mr. Shatner here. So, I'm going to take it back to Obamacare. So when Obama was trying to press for Obamacare, he's one of these people that's one of these business owners that spoke up. So these conservatives, so his statement was, well, if I have to pay my employees health care, I'm going to have to raise the price of a pizza pie, 14 cents.
Oh, well.
Per pie.
Oh, well.
And I looked at it like, 14, nobody's going to cry about 14 cents. But I see what you're trying to do. Now that you're a company, now that you're a person, the company is a person, thanks to Citizens United. We learned that last week. You just talking for your company, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now let's fast forward to our current issue in the NFL, which has been whether or not players have the right to kneel in silent, peaceful protests against, let's say, police brutality and inequality in America. Well, Mr. Papa John here was very vocal.
Very vocal.
Very vocal.
Talking a lot of shit.
They have to stand. I'm losing money. Because they taking a knee. People threatening to boycott me. Well, they're going to boycott you now for sure there, buddy.
Yeah, but listen, I ain't like Papa John's any goddamn way. I really didn't. But anyway.
I kind of did, but I'm not going to. I mean, when I was back with, I liked them when Biggie and Tupac were still around. I mean, I was living down south. They was probably pretty popular, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, well.
He owned like 30% of the company, but the stock fell like as much as 5.9% since he did this. Oh, and by the way, Domino's has been eating that up. They're getting Domino's been getting a bigger piece of the pie in regards to pizza profits.
But anyway, Papa John, this motherfucker guy, y'all knew this motherfucker something was wrong with him. And the boys he hang out with too. This motherfucker, he was talking about people protesting and shit and calling people niggas and shit on any level out in public is not being a smart goddamn racist. You know what I mean? Seriously. You got to tell motherfuckers, man, listen, you okay with yourself on that. Drop that shit. Drop that shit in there. Yeah. Take that shit off there. Everything electronic. Anything somebody could bug won't be in the room when I'm talking shit like that. You gotta go behind closed doors, you motherfuckers. Dumbass motherfuckers. Can't play with the modern world.
Well, wait a minute. What's the name went behind closed doors? Listen, this is an American culture topic. Remember, what's his name? Sterling? Mm-hmm. The former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers.
Like they made him sell the team and shit because
he was behind closed doors, but his young kinda hot girlfriend was recording him when he was talking, and she said, "Hey, we should have Magic over for dinner." And he's like, "I don't like them." And she like, "Them what?" He could have said them AIDS patients.
He could have said whatever.
He could have said them possible in the closet types. He could have said them Lakers over there because he's the Clippers, but he said he don't like them niggas over there.
Let me tell you, and this is the real deal about this, right? That boy, he's dumbass too. Okay, like I said, you don't let no electronics into one room when you gonna talk that shit at. You know what I mean? None, none. You know what I mean? When that was said, somebody can't repeat it. Well, I can't repeat that. I ain't did that. I don't know what you're talking about. They lying. You know what I
Sir,
mean?
it's 2018. They making cameras like small as pens. They got video cameras. You got microphones. They can put it in the button.
Mm-hmm.
It's wireless. And listen, if they want to hear you, if you don't want nobody to hear it, you don't say it out loud. Okay? Okay. All right. All right. So that was all. That was the NF fail segment of the show.
Yeah, they fell.
Yes.
They really did.
So, and as I like to tell people, my statement is, I live in a glass house. So,
Yeah.
you know, and they say people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I ain't throwing stones, but I will throw this Papa John's magnet in the trash. Okay, so just enough time for us to get through our topics. So here's our local topic. We got a picture for this one. A man dies after jumping into Wissahickon Creek following a traffic stop, police say. So this driver, he was driving and, oh, I forgot the topic of this story is called the Fugitive's Last Stand. So he was driving on a road that's not meant for commercial trucks, and he was in a commercial truck. You know, the cops see him, pull him over. They ask him for some ID. He doesn't have any, so he's already behind the eight ball. Then he gives up his actual name. His name ends up having warrants. So, those warrants from in New Jersey, where he was eluding police and resisting arrest. You would have thought these cops would have saw that and recognized what type of person they have on their hands. They got somebody who's going to try to run. Okay. His crimes in the past were about eluding police and resisting arrest. So this fella makes a break for it, and there's like a creek off the side of a waterfall where he was. So he actually jumps, aka the fugitive style, like Dr. Richard Kimball. When Tommy Lee Jones was chasing him, he's like, I didn't kill my wife. He's like, I don't care. So he took a nosedive off the side of the rocks. What he didn't know, what I know, because I used to live around here, that water is not that deep. So when he jumped, he pretty much instantly, maybe it's like 3 to 4 feet of water, he hit rocks. And you know when you hit rocks after jumping, and it was probably like a 20-foot drop. Yeah, he probably met his maker
Right away.
right away.
Right away. Right away. He was dead.
And the cops looked down and they knew there was no chance. So they let him float a little bit and they found him. They sent the Marine unit to get him. And he went and that was his last stand. So he did not. He just had it made up in his mind that he was going to run. And you know, this happens every day in American culture. Uh, we have shows called World's Wildest Police Chases.
Oh yeah,
You
people
know,
run
you
all the
know,
time. And shit, you know,
yeah.
they just
Almost every episode of Cops, somebody just breaks off running. You got you got street pharmacists, aka urban drug dealers, running. You have people,
everybody
you
runs,
know,
man.
everybody runs. Nothing
Everybody
new.
runs. You know what I mean? Everybody runs. I'm telling you, everybody runs.
Yeah, everybody makes a break for it. You know, and this guy, he tried to make a break for it, but unfortunately, it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gotta give him credit for trying. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out for him, but you know, it's all right. You know, because he refused to be taken prisoner. You know what I mean?
He said, "Three hots in the cot is not the spot. I'd rather go drop and sit with the guy up top." That's them Philly bars right there. That's them Philly bars about a guy who tried to run from the law, end up dying, and now he's sitting with his maker. But you know,
Shit happens. I mean, it do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now our national story involves guys who decided not to run, but decided to park their asses. So the father and son that sparked off the Oregon rancher standoff, at the wildlife refuge standoff, Dwight Hammond and his son Stephen Hammond were pardoned by President Trump this week. So the Hammonds basically started a wildfire, and then when they got locked up, Clive and Bundy's children got together.
Bundy's got in there too? Oh,
yeah, the Bundys
Lord.
showed up with some other gun-loving, y'all keep stepping on us, that damn black president. I don't know if they said that, but
yeah,
because they daddy was in jail too. So they end up taking up in that wildlife refuge in Oregon, where that standoff lasted for 41 days and didn't really end until one of them finally got shot.
Wonder who got shot.
One of the terrorists that took over that wildlife refuge. Those Caucasian terrorists that took over that United States property wildlife refuge in Oregon. That's who. Anyway, the two people who sparked that, these guys were pardoned by President Trump. It's interesting, but Trump, you know, we've heard about the lady that got pardoned because Kim Kardashian met with him and asked him. But not
Kim showed up at the White House?
Huh?
Kim showed up at the White House. Did she bring Kanye? Yeah, I mean. Where was Trump's wife at?
But it's just interesting how Trump, he's pardoned some of the people he's pardoned. A conservative pundit named Dinesh D'Souza. This guy pleaded guilty to federal campaign finance laws. Now, hold on. Wasn't Trump, you know, questioned about his campaign financing, the Trump Foundation, the Trump, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, all that. Yeah. All that in the book. Trump University, all that shit, man.
Yeah, so
all that shit.
He pardoned that guy. He also pardoned a former Arizona sheriff named Joe Arpaio.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah.
Now he
Yeah.
campaigned for Trump before he was convicted in a case regarding racial profiling. Now, racial profiling. Since Trump's been in office, has he been accused of racial profiling or, trying to stop certain countries from getting into,
Yeah. Yeah.
banning certain countries from coming into the United States?
Well, he basically banned all of Africa, all of South America, and
Okay.
and all of Asia. I mean,
So there's a pattern here, and the basic pattern is for anybody who's locked up right now, or if you know somebody who's locked up, if you could link their crime that they were convicted of, if you could link it to Trump's lifestyle, they may be pardoned. So,
get out.
I mean, think about this. If that person that you know has went to jail for grabbing a woman by the pussy, they may get pardoned, right?
According to Trump lifestyle, yeah.
If that person went to jail for like some type of business fraud,
they could get pardoned.
They might get pardoned. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
They catch you with enough keys. Yeah, wherever the keys went, the cheese was too. You know what I mean? So you get pardoned. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
It could happen.
That's right.
You do not have to stay in jail any longer. No.
All right.
Wow.
And speaking of no, that's not staying in jail. But our final story this evening is our world story. And it's getting close, but we've been trying to prep you for this. But Israel to Russia. Basically, Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, told Russia, aka Putin, that Israel would not seek to topple its ally, the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, but Moscow should encourage Iranian forces to quit Syria. Okay, so let me give you a little reason why this happened. So a couple days ago, a drone flew into Israeli territory, and it was shot down. So I think this drone, I don't know which angle it came in, but they pulled their Patriot missiles out and they popped it. They're like, hey, this is Syrian. And Israel's been really looking at Syria because, as we talked about before, the Syrians have been pushing the rebels. We said they were pushing the rebels so far back that they pushed them towards Jordan. But if they move a little bit north, then the rebels can end up in a place called the Golan Heights. And the Golan Heights are basically, well, how do I explain this?
This is how you explain this. It's all biblical with them with the Jews over there. They ain't playing around. If they take something from somebody, it's theirs.
Now,
goddamn line. So
the rest of the rest of the world does not recognize the Golan Heights as Israeli territory.
It really doesn't matter the way they playing it. Okay, I'm telling you, they playing it biblical. They playing it on a different level, man, than everybody else. They really truly are playing it biblical. If it's yours, then keep it. But if you should come over here and fuck with me and my shit, I'm gonna take your shit and I'm keeping it. Okay.
So you got the West Bank, right?
Oh, they took that in the war.
Now the West Bank, America's like, I guess it's Israel's.
Well, I guess.
But
I guess not.
this Golan stuff, you know, Trump
It's
pretty much the Golan Heights. Trump's like, yeah, that is Israel. So, so it's
well,
interesting how we're looking at it, and so basically, Israel like, yo, let me let Russia know I ain't gonna fuck with your boy,
but
but
you gonna leave me alone with that bullshit, huh?
you better make sure Iran don't do nothing to me because they're moving kind of close to Israeli state,
Mm-hmm.
and if I say it twice, Israeli state, something can happen.
Yeah, something really could happen. Seriously, and I'm
Matter of
telling you.
fact, those if you abbreviate Israeli state,
Yeah.
you know what? I ain't got nothing else to say. Trap, you got you got anything on this story? You got anything more?
Yeah, I do. And shit. You know what? Iran don't mess with Israel, please. You know what I mean? Because them boys not playing. Okay? You know, I know y'all boys is tough, but them boys is really tough. Whatever you do, you make sure that
Yeah,
you make sure that you'll keep up in your prayers and shit. Because if you do some dumb
yeah.
shit like that, they're gonna fuck y'all up. Seriously.
And I think Israel is number 2 on the will bust a nuclear weapon out list. Number one is Japan. Number 1 will shoot they nukes first, and
But
number
you know what the
2 is
crazy part
Israel.
about the world is? They
What?
don't. They say, Japan don't have no nuclear weapons. Man, if you had a motherfucker like China breathing down your neck that you beat their ass and raped them and did all kinds of shit to them, like everybody else that's surrounding you, you did everybody wrong. You would build a nuclear weapon. Come on, man. Japanese got a lot of nuclear weapons and they will shoot them. They will fire right away. You know what I mean? They ain't going down without a fucking fight.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and the motherfuckers in Israel, they ain't got nowhere to run either. They back is to the sea. They ain't going down without a fight neither. So
So if Israel will bust them nukes, they will shoot. They shooting everybody that come near the wall. They don't really
but
care.
they
And
will bust you up. Yeah.
yeah, because they feel some type of way about Israeli state. Anyway, so that's going to kind of wrap it up for American culture topics. Trap Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. Trap Gardner can be reached via the PayPal platform, PayPal me/Trap Gardner. He also has his channel, the Trap Gardner YouTube channel, which has no content on it, but we working on it. And I am Millz Lane.
And this is Trap
And
Gardner.
yeah, let me throw my shout out there too,
Oh, yeah,
bro.
go ahead, man.
You know, you can reach me, PayPal.me/Millz Lane. Also, do the social medias at What's Wrong with Dad. And we do a little post show, recap show on my channel sometimes. We're going to do one tonight. So thanks to all that checked in. Saw some new cats came in. London Taylor, D. Holla, Cliff Bravo. Guys came in. And we thank you guys for checking the show out. Remember, r.r.live, where you find us Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Real quick, there's going to be Serena Williams is in the final of Wimbledon, so I will be checking that out. You know, I'll be cheering on a lady I was trying to make a baby with. Actually, I like Venus better, but cheering on her sister anyway. And also, the World Cup final should be France versus Croatia on Sunday. I'm hearing some things from some people where they might steal that from Croatia. But anyway, so
how's that possible, homie?
Hey, because it's happening in Russia.
Oh, I forgot.
Need I don't have to say nothing else, right? I ain't gotta say nothing else, right? Okay.
That's the land of Putin, baby.
There you go. So salute to everybody. Thanks for checking us out. And you know, from sea to shining sea.
Good night, America.
Good night.